I've seen a lot of great video game trailers in my time, and I'm sure everyone here can remember just a few trailers that they've seen that just really stuck with them. Just some actual masterpieces of game trailers that get you just so hyped up for the video game coming out and so excited and make you feel something. It's beautiful when it's done right. And there's also you can probably name a couple game trailers that you've seen that were just absolutely terrible. And so I want to go through and figure out what is the best like top 5 gaming trailers of recent years that we can remember. So I went through and I found pretty much every single video game that came out from in the 2020s, so 2020, 2021, 2022 and 2023 and into the future. And I went through and watched all of the trailers that I possibly could, and I decided to try and rank them. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about gaming trailers other than just consuming them a lot. I don't know what really goes into them, what would professionally be considered a really good gaming trailer. So I went to the best trailer maker I know from the Titanfall community, Mr. Smurfsome. I found, if you don't know him, he makes amazing gaming trailers and also just is a generally good YouTuber, and I will link all his stuff in the description below, right next to all my links as well, where you could follow both of us if you wanted to. But anyways, I asked him what makes a good trailer from the viewpoint of somebody who makes incredible, just amazing trailers. And he gave me this really well thought out answer, and I am going to use his answer and dumb it down so that people like us can understand it and fully rate every gaming trailer of the 20 of games that came out in the 2020s. So it's been a while since I've had to make a spreadsheet for content, but I did it just for you. So we have a list of pretty much every video game that came out in the 2020s and is going to release that I've heard of. I didn't include really like small games that usually don't have like really high budget trailers or anything like super special about it. So usually they won't rank as high, but I did make this 3 criteria based off Smurfson's recommendations, and I dumbed it down so that we can understand it. The first criteria is the trailer cool? When you watch it, does it just feel cool? That's the basic of it, and this is on a scale from 1 to 10. The next is how cinematic it is. It's how much like art goes into it, how artistic the trailer feels. And then finally, and perhaps the most important piece of criteria here is can it hype? So these are the 3 C's of good gaming trailers. So, can the trailer hype you up? Just if you watch that trailer, are you excited to play that game? Are you just really just can't wait to queue up or get into the server or do whatever or just buy the game outright? That's what that can hype is. And all these are on a scale of 1 through 10. So, our overall score at the end will be out of 30. So I went and I did about a 5.5 hour stream. You should follow me at twitch.tv/Crypt6, by the way, where I just went through and I watched every single one of these trailers and rated them live on stream. I did that for 5.5 hours, and finally I had too much of a headache. I was tired. So I went and I did the rest off stream. And I think in total, I ended up spending about, I would say, 10 hours just in total just watching these trailers and rating them just back to back and back and back, and I think my brain was just fried after that. But we were able to come up with a general ranking of all these video game trailers, and I'm going to give you the top 5 from this experience. So, after 10 mind numbing hours of this, I finally found the top 5. And coming in at number 5, we have the Last of Us 2 announcement trailer. This trailer was really awesome and really good, and it was very cinematic and felt very cool and felt also very emotional. But I felt like it loses points if you because you have to be a fan of the franchise and like be attached to the characters for it to really mean something to you. And so I docked a couple points for that, and that's why it came in at 5th and not like 1st, because like I'm personally not that big of a Last of Us fan. I just never played the games, and so it lost a bit of its value. But if you are a fan of The Last of Us and you think, you're super attached to these characters already, that's probably going to be like your top 3 at least, just because of how the interaction happens, and it's just so good overall. But I put this one at number 5 with 27.5 points. At number 4, I put God of War Ragnarok, which was the announcement trailer specifically. For all of these is specifically the announcement trailers. For God of War Ragnarok, it was also another very cool, very cinematic one, but in this one they also showed a good bit of gameplay, which also just added a couple more points towards the can hype factor, because the gameplay looked really, really good and it got you really excited for it. And there's so much lore and so much that goes into God of War that it felt really good. Again, you lose a couple points for if you weren't a fan of the franchise, you're gonna, you're not gonna be as excited for it. So I knocked off a couple points for that, and that's why it's coming in at number 4 for me at 28 points out of 30. At number 3, we have Doom Eternal, which is it's just such a good trailer. It's one of those trailers that you just need to go revisit every now and again because it's just so cool. It's so metal. It hypes you up for the game so well because you're just the universe looks so fun, and it's so cool seeing the Doom guy just step on that skull at the end of the trailer. It's just an all-around amazing trailer, and it doesn't lose as many points for the franchising aspect of it, because even though that would add some points to it if you are a fan of the game, you don't need to be a fan of this game to like understand that this looks really, really cool and really, really exciting. With God of War and The Last of Us, it's more character focused and you're really excited about the story and what's going to go on in the characters. With Doom Eternal, you're just really excited for the fun, and this trailer just conveys that really well, I feel like. So because of this, I gave the Doom Eternal trailer a 28.5 out of 30. Coming in at number 2, we have the Ghost of Tsushima trailer. This trailer was so cool. Who doesn't love a good like samurai story? It's just so good to me. I love this trailer so much. It's so cool. It's probably one of the most cinematic here. Out of the top 5, it's between this and the Doom Eternal for which one's the most cinematic. And I think I'm going to give it to Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's why I rated it at 2 and put it right above Doom Eternal, even though they tied in terms of their points out of 30. But overall, I just really love this trailer. And plus, if you're a weeb or weeb adjacent kind of person that's just going to get bonus points for you, this trailer is just amazing overall. It's another one of those ones that you just need to come back and watch every now and again. It kind of flies under the radar because it's Ghost of Tsushima. It's not as big of a franchise or anything, even though it did sell very well. But man, was this trailer amazing. All right, we actually have a two-way tie for the number 1 slot. Coming in with both 30 points exactly, perfect 10 out of 10 scores, 30 out of 30 scores. We have the Elden Ring trailer and the Diablo 4 trailers. Both of these, man, they just leave you speechless. They are so good and so amazing. First, we're going to talk about the Elden Ring trailer, okay? The Elden Ring trailer was just so cool and so amazing. Like, just the dude hammering on the anvil and the void, it's just, oh, it's so good, so cool. And then you get this universe that's made by just masterminds with George R.R. Martin and all that. It's so good, and you just know it's going to be a big game. And then it's also a From Software game, and the hype factor is so real there. And then you also, it's one of the most cinematic pieces of trailer work I've ever seen, and the universe itself just looks so cool. Like, oh, it's so good. You gotta watch it again.
Giving life its fullest brilliance. The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Shattered by someone or something.
And then finally, we have this Diablo 4 trailer for a game that I would never play in my life because I just don't like these kind of games. They have my favorite trailer of all time. Oh my gosh, is this trailer amazing. It's the most cinematic piece of gaming trailer I've ever seen. Just this battle between literally heaven and hell is, oh, it's so good. The music is just good. The footstep when the good guy, I don't even know their names. It's just good footsteps when the guy that does the light pulse steps down for the first time. It's amazing. And just the world looks like so much fun, and it makes you want to play this game. If I didn't know what a Diablo game was, I would have been looking it up and trying to figure out how to play this game just based off this cinematic trailer alone. It's just, oh, dude. I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Hellblade franchise because they also had some amazing trailers, and they were probably my runner ups for top 5 trailers. And also the Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer, that was just really cool one as well. But I really want to direct y'all to the Yakuza Like a Dragon trailer. If that isn't the most unhinged trailer I've ever seen in my life, and just so much fun, like, oh, dude, it confuses you, but it's so fun. It makes you want to play a game just because of how unhinged it looks. You gotta watch that trailer if you don't believe me. It's so good. But that's not enough. We have to have a true winner here. We can't have a two-way tie for the #1 slot. That's just not allowed. So the winner's Diablo 4. I gotta be honest with you. The winner's Diablo 4. It was the cooler trailer to me. I just loved it so much more. But that's the fun part about this. Art is subjective, and all these gaming trailers that I've mentioned are nothing short of art. So what I did was I went and I made this crit factor, which goes on a scale from -20 to +20. So you can go through and you can take away or give 20 extra points to any gaming trailer that you feel like on this list, and making the total amount of points you can have out of 50. And since all art is subjective, that's what really matters here. This is completely personal preference for you. No matter what, if you like a gaming trailer and that's your favorite one, add 20 points to it, take away 20 from all the rest, and that is the best gaming trailer. All art is subjective. It is up to you to decide what you like the best. Not me, not anybody else. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. But I'll link the spreadsheet down below if you also want to watch 10 hours worth of gaming trailers and just absolutely melt your brain. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll link the spreadsheet down below. So if you want to watch 10 hours of just gaming trailers and absolutely melt your mind like I did, feel free and just go ahead. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. All my links are down in the description below. Make sure you follow me everywhere. I stream a lot on Twitch, all that good stuff. Either way, thank you very much for watching. GG's and goodbye.